Okay. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Second time is the charm maybe today. Welcome to our third live. Today we will be interviewing Lisa Kelley, a branding expert. There she is. Let's see. Just adding you now, Lisa. She's going to talk to us a little bit about what she does, why she does it, and what is she excited about for the conference, the Conscious Coach 2019. Let's see, it says it's adding. Hello, Katie. Let's see. Still adding. It should pop up on your side, Lisa, and you should just on the bottom, there's a little bar that you should be able to accept the ad. I mean, if that works. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, it says no answer. Here we go. Funny enough, this is probably karma. Her and I were just talking on the phone about how we don't like Facebook Lives. Okay, let's see. You should be able to enter now. Should pop. Trying to multitask while holding it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. You can also request to be added, Lisa. That's another option. If you go to the bottom, there's a little bar and you can say join. If you are using your computer, it won't work. Why? I don't know. Facebook needs to fix that. Okay, let's try adding you again. If you're on your phone or tablet, it should work. We got it! We got it! We're gonna have you screen your face like that.
Is this one works, or it's got to be the other way?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Sorry to leave you hanging.
No.
This is my first Facebook Live, so by purpose, I don't necessarily agree with them because of this, but I love you and I'm prepared to do this with you. So I'm here. I am present.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and there's that. Oh, that's mine. Okay. Sounds fun. Oh. Katie says yes. Actually, she was connected to connect. She could speak at the conference. So this is Lisa Kelley. So Lisa, tell us a little bit who you are.
Okay, so I am a speaker. I am a business and branding strategist. I love empowerment with women. I do retreats and summits for women. So it all really does come together. But one of my passions is just really helping businesses and individuals kind of line up their purpose to what their passionate about to turning it into a business. So a little bit of all those things.
Awesome. So how did you becoming a strategist? What led you?
You're cutting out too, just so you know. Every other word's kind of cutting out.
That better?
Hopefully, we'll see. I think you asked me what led me to become a business strategist. Is that what you asked?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm playing with my own branding term of life architect, because do you like that?
Yeah.
Because it really does kind of encompass, like, I work with personal coaching and development. I work with business coaching and development. So where that came from is my background was in corporate America. I was actually in telecom. That's not even really a thing anymore. But many, many years ago, I was in telecom, and I was like a senior account executive. So my job was going in and looking at revenue streams and finding where they could, save money and make money and sell them a lot of technology to do that. And so, I think a lot of us identify with that, as we get older in our, lives and in our careers. You look back at your career and you're like, wow, I didn't even realize I had that skill set, but I've had that skill set all along. And so, we've had our company Sales Creative for, 11 years now. And it was interesting because I figured out really quickly when we started our company, we started as just a production company. And I started realizing, oh, wow, like I'm asking all these questions that are just natural to me. So we very quickly evolved into a full service digital creative agency because my passion was really figuring out, like, how can we help businesses grow? So that's really kind of how I fell into the business strategy, is just, I guess I was doing it, and then I figured out I was doing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's usually how.
Yep.
Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, you're still cutting out, but I'm catching it.
Let's see. Moving around. This is another thing we don't like about it. About how casual they are. But you can see the surroundings. Okay. Cool. Here we go. Gonna get some. So I know you talked a little bit about why you like it. But what is really out what are the moments that you ask to do it?
What is the moment that what?
That makes you say, this is why. So, it really sounds kind of corny, and yet it's the truth. It is when I'm in a business strategy meeting with my clients, and it's like we get goosebumps, because I believe that for me, God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, angels, I like to call it angels. I really believe that I'm just a vessel, and that because I'm doing what comes natural to me and what I'm passionate about, I notice that when we're in these meetings, I'm able to see where people are self-sabotaging, where they're stopping themselves. And so when you're asking me kind of like that, what was the moment, I can remember it was with a client, and I was doing this, and I didn't know I was doing this, and I got goosebumps all over, and she got goosebumps all over, and she was like, this is so right, like I just feel it in every part of my being. We were coming up with her tagline and her business name and everything, and so it was just really a magical moment, and then that just kept being recreated, and so I noticed that when I truly am just like clear and just there and present, and I don't get in the way, I don't let my ego get in the way, magic happens, and we really see success with clients for that. So
that's great. And I love how you said, I don't let ego get into the way.
I've done a lot of work with my ego and my essence. I've named them, I've name them, and I talk to them. No, I do. I'll tell you right now. My essence name. Her name is
What is that?
What is that? Her name is Lily.
Oh,
Oh,
Lily.
I like that. And my ego's name is Sheila. And neither is negative or positive. However, I'm very aware when my Sheila, you know what I mean, wants to control things, and I just have to say to her, thank you so much for sharing. Now we're gonna go with what Lily wants to do.
That's a great practice, though.
It really is. Yeah. I have a really strong ego. For people that know me, my husband and business partner would say, oh yeah, he's got a really strong ego. So it's been a journey for me. And I would like to add right now, over the last 5 or 6 years, I've actually been dealing with a lot of health issues. And I believe it's a result of that. It was a result of me kind of just wanting that control, and even with my clients, that's kind of what brought me to where I am now, where I'm really, when we talk about like the top branding from essence, what brought me there is straight up my own journey, because I was helping my clients, and I was coming from a beautiful space of essence, but when they would start self-sabotaging and when they would get in their own way, then my ego would perk up, and I'm like, well, why did they shift? Why are they changing? We agreed upon this, and it was beautiful, and it was magical,
Yeah.
And so it's been my own journey of understanding that the health issues I've had have actually been a beautiful gift. And taught me how to really let go and have a compassion and understanding that we're all on a journey in life, right? And in my opinion, our business building, right, like branding yourself or it's really an extension of us. Like, we like to make it all fancy and it's glamorous and it's the business and it's this or that, but the reality is it's an extension of us. So if we're in the wrong, when I say the wrong vibration, not like a high vibration and not coming from a place of authenticity and love, then that is straight up going to show up in every area of our life, business, personal, whatever.
And that's so funny that you said that, because today I had two conference meetings with team members, and I was explaining essentially the essence of the conference is me mirrored back. That's what we're going for.
That is so true. And can I just say that when I was looking at all the speakers that you have put together, I wasn't looking at them. I was looking at them. And I was like, wow, the vibration of all of these people coming through in their pictures is, you can tell they're in a heart space, they're in an essence space. So I'm so honored to be a part of this. It means for me in my being a student of life, it's like, yay, I'm getting it.
Yeah, it is a process, and I love that you said that.
Is we do have things lined up. You're included in that, and they're all just such heart-centered, great what they do, human beings. I'm really excited. Oh, you froze. Oh, there you are. Okay, I got you back.
Sweet Katie just texted me, and again, this is my first one, so I went to flip it up and it took me out, so I'm so glad it came back.
Okay. Katie, you're interrupting the live. Anything you want to say, you can say in the video, okay? We all need to know. She was commenting before. So tell us a little bit about, we learned a little bit about what you do and why you do it. So how do you do it? Like, what do your sessions look like? What does it look like to work with you?
Oh, cool. Ideally what it looks like is, I usually do like a 1, 2, or a 3-day type strategy where I like to go to a comfortable environment, whether that be, sometimes the client's office, quite frankly, isn't a comfortable environment because they're in their stuff. Mm-hmm. So we play with that and we do what we need. And I am a global business, so I do Skype. I fly to my clients. And typically that's where we start, because what I like to go backwards a little bit on, I am a branding expert. In my right, I guess, of all my hard lessons, can I call myself an expert, I guess?
Yeah.
Though I'm also, in our strategies, I don't believe we get to the branding until we really have a solid business foundation. So, I really start at the beginning of just checks and balances and making sure that we're kind of flowing through a lot of that stuff first, right? Like, why are they doing what they're doing? I do a branding thing with words so that we're making sure we're getting the frequency of who they are. And, we go through all kinds of questions, business questions, even down to figuring out what is the right URL, and how everything just plays together. So that's typically what I like to start with. And I have had clients that will say, oh, I've already got all my marketing stuff, I've got my website, my video. Though what I find is, once we get finished with the 1, 2, or 3 day just kind of strategy session, they usually come back and say, okay, all right, now I want to get one company to bring all this together. So that's my one tip for people, is whoever you work with, just work with one team, so that, you know what I'm saying, so that your pictures and your videos and all the things within your site have one message. So yeah, I'm pretty passionate about that.
Yeah, and can you highlight, because branding is such a creative thing, which I love. I had a lot of fun putting together the brand for the conference and the branding book and everything, but can you kind of highlight the importance, because so many people think that a brand is just, a logo or a tag, and there's so much more depth to that. So can you explain a little bit about why? Sorry, I'm dog sitting and the dog's like rolling around next to me. You're distracting me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Sure. I would be glad to do that. So you're absolutely right. Many people, and even including me, I'll use us as an example. When we started our business, we did most all of it wrong. And so that's why I think I call myself an expert now, because I learned the hard way. I mean, we just, it's almost like, I think as entrepreneurs, we get this momentum and we get excited and we can't wait to get our business. Like, I'm sure with you, you're like, okay, I see the conference, and who do I want here and there? Where does it, the who, where, what, all that stuff. And so it's almost like, I'm going to need a logo and a tagline and some branding colors. And so a lot of people go to 99 Designs, or they call up their sister's friend, and then they say, let's figure this out. And then they go, well, my favorite color is purple, so I think I'm going to go with purple. And what people don't realize is that foundation, like the process that I use, is the same process that, your Sashi and Sashi, your huge ad agencies use when they brand clients. They do a format of psychology of colors and some things like that, because a lot of people don't even know about this, but colors in a brand make a difference. There are negative subliminal suggestions that go with every color in business. And a lot of times in the enlightened world and, the holistic world, a lot of people want to, they want to use purple. And, and I caution people with that. If you're going to do it as an accent color. So it really does make a difference. So I think where I'm a little unique than other, branders, because you can go to any business people, and many of them, like if you go to a graphic design artist, they're just gonna do it. They're probably not even gonna ask you. They're just gonna say, here's what I see. There you go. Here's 3. And people don't understand that, you can do it that way, and you certainly can have a brand and probably be successful. However, I know that if we go through a process where we're really finding out what you care about and the type of, target audience you want to attract, you don't build a brand for yourself. You build it for your ideal target audience. And so it's almost like reverse engineering. And if we do it that way, I would venture to say that, the branding and that conversation and all the questions that are asked, and they're sometimes difficult questions, those honestly is what builds, it's the difference between somebody getting momentum right out of the gate and the difference in maybe you struggle for a year or 2 in your business. Because I can personally tell you that when we rebranded our company And we, it was a whole new name. It was a whole new look and feel. And the colors behind me, basically it's the gray and the white and the black, because our colors are our clients, right? We're an agency that's pushing forward brand identity and that type of thing. So that was on purpose, right? But when you're doing that, it makes all the difference in the world of kind of what people interpret you to be. And my personal experience in my business was when we rebranded, the very year that we did that, we more than doubled. We almost tripled what we brought in as revenue that year. And I'm not so much about sales being the barometer, because I feel like, when we start businesses, you're looking at long-term success, right? I could be a thriving multi-million-dollar company, and if I've got the wrong clients and they're not really nice, then am I really having a successful business? My answer is no. I can just tell you that with us, when we changed what I like to call that frequency, right, of the brand perception, people just resonated. They got it. And you know what it did for me? I could sell somebody in a grocery store. I could talk to them. I'd be like, what are you doing? And I would just find myself doing that. I'd be like, so what do you do? And they would tell me, and I'd be like, here, this is what I do. I'm really proud to give you my name and my business card. And I'm so passionate, So it actually shifts, I think, us as entrepreneurs when we feel so excited about our company, then that just, ripples out, which is thus our tagline, creating a ripple effect.
I think that's awesome. I love a couple things that you said, well, all of it, but a couple of things that I wanted to pinpoint on. And I love that when it is a exact reflection of you, or the closest that you can get on your frequency, how excited you do get, because it's something that you can stand behind it. And it's not like, oh yeah, that logo that I got on 99 brands, and we're just going to put that to the bottom of the page and not put it on my signature. And then I wanted to go back a little bit I'm very curious about, since you brought up purple, because I've seen that a lot lately. A lot of people are using purple in their brand. What are the negative? Because I studied a little bit of color psychology, so I understand a little bit. So when I branded, I went deeper into it, but we stayed away from purple. So what would you say are the negative connotations? And then also we'll touch on the positive too.
You know what? Let me see if I have that near. I actually do have that near. So one second, I will be right back.
So those who are still watching, or if you're watching the replay, you can always drop questions, any branding questions that you have for Lisa, and then we'll get to those in a second.
That is so bizarre, because this is literally the only thing that I have in this room right now and it is my branding book. So I wouldn't want to tell you wrong. I know some of them, but I'd like to be able to tell you. So yeah, some of the negatives to purple. So the subliminal negatives of purple actually indicate immaturity, impractical, cynical and aloof, pompous and arrogant, fraudulent